Hi, welcome to So Good the Podcast. I'm Katie. Let's get the show started. Before I get the show started, every day, every hour, every second, every minute, every week, there's a tragedy that happened in the world today. And we gotta take care of one another. That's where we are. So, to get the show started, it's a lot that's taking place that's on my radar. You got oil spills, you have scamming, Facebook accounts. You have new friend requests and all these different things. At the end of the day, it's a lot. You have the real ID, and there's just things that's just taking place that we just got to be mindful of what it is that's going on. And in the community, I have talked to people, in the community and the things of that nature, how we do things out here. At the end of the day, sorry about that. It's a lot that's just going on, and talking to people behind the scenes in communities, and hearing they call it POV, point of view. Most of them just says that as long as it's not them, they don't care, and you're entitled to that. I always say in the past that it's okay until it knocks at your door, and people say, well, no one warned me, anything in that nature. But on this platform, we cover pretty much everything that's going on throughout the world, And starting off, in the past, I talked about, they call it the real IDs. Have some at first, they were saying if you don't have it, you won't be able to travel. As the day and hours approaches, they stating that some states are allowing those to not have the real ID because they saying the deadline is May 7th. So I'm gonna play a video of them talking about the real IDs. Fox 54 News. Give me a second.
For his agency, a couple of objectives we want to talk about is exactly what is a STAR ID. Second, what is the legal's involvement in the whole process as a whole? Real ID started in 2005 and it was passed by Congress. Real ID Act, in response to that, we came up with the STAR ID, which is secure, trusted, and reliable identification. Currently now, anybody that tries to board a commercial plane and fly within the United States, they can do it by having a driver license or a photo ID that's issued from their DMV. This is not a new program that we implemented, the STAR ID. We started this statewide in 2012, issuing the state ID all statewide. After May 7th, the enforcement will begin. Everybody 18 years and older will be expected to have a STAR ID. Or be real ID compliant. Now we understand that people are panicking right now. There's an influx in all our driver license offices. We want to encourage everyone, if you're somebody you do not expect to fly domestic during this time, if you got no plans to go outside, you can still use your passport. You can still use your passport, or if you if you don't have a plan, it's fine. But if you're somebody that plans to fly, you have to have STAR ID. Once again, this is not a deadline. This is optional. You can always use your passport, or we want to encourage everybody to check our websites. Okay, there's a couple of offices. There's 188 DL offices in the state of Alabama. However, only 75 are actually examining offices, which means only 75 of them can issue the STAR ID. The others are just county employees, and they can only issue driver license or renewals. And we want to clarify that some of the documentations that you would need when you go to offices, oftentimes a lot of people are coming up where they're not prepared, they don't have the required documents, or they lack documents. So we want to go over just a couple of what to expect. First, you have to be able to identify yourself by your date of birth. It has to be a certified date of birth, a certified birth certificate, social security number, and 2 forms of address. Now, if you have a change of name on documentation, if your name it's not the same from the documentation you present, you must bring the required documents. If it's a marriage certificate, a divorce decree, adoption papers, or any type of court orders. The cost for Star ID is $36.25. If you somehow lose it and you want to renew it, the cost is $31.25. And we want to emphasize, even after the May 7th date, you can still get the Star ID. It will still be available. And we want to encourage everybody and thank everybody for being patient with our DL examiners. And we ask you that you will continue to be patient during this process.
Yeah, we talked about this a while back. I'm just trying to update everyone, continue to their approach moving forward. Says that's not a deadline, right? But it's a lot of people that don't have a driver's license. It's people that don't have it that actually have the start that they are requiring you to have. But if you have a passport, and a lot of people don't have passport. But I would say over the time frame of the last few years, since the 2020 pandemic, people have been finding other ways and making other decisions to possibly, leaving the country and living elsewhere. At the end of the day, those who want to travel via, flying plane, it's crazy. These are what they are asking and the requirements for you to do. Not sure it's someone of an office or a sheriff. I'm not quite sure that gentleman was speaking there, but he had a press conference for that. But to add to it, like I said, there was some states that was saying that they're not looking to acquire you to have that. And here's another one. This is 13 News. Excuse me. What if I don't have the real ID by the 7th? Just to give you a different point of view of what they're going and how they're approaching it.
Virginians are not required to get one, but without a real ID or another federally accepted form of identification, you won't be able to access federal buildings, military installations, or nuclear facilities. And it also means you could have to take additional steps before boarding domestic flights. Now, Brianna Fallon joins us in the studio with more. Brianna.
Yeah, Connor. So if you're planning to fly within the United States soon, it's still important to get a real ID. But if you aren't able to get one before your next flight, or you're choosing not to get one, there are still ways for you to get through TSA checkpoints. You might just need to go through alternative screening. After years of pushing back the initiative, the enforcement of real IDs goes into effect in just over 24 hours. And when it comes to getting through TSA, you'll want to have your real ID handy.
It's going to affect every airport across the United States.
But if you do not have a real ID and plan on flying domestically, there are other valid forms of identification TSA will accept, like a passport or a military ID. If you don't have another accepted form of ID and only have a state-issued driver's license, there may be extra steps you need to take before hopping on an airplane.
You may be subjected to additional screening from the TSA.
According to TSA's website, if you try to use a license that is not Real ID compliant, TSA officers might ask you to complete an identity verification process.
Come with that ID, even if it's not Real ID compliant, and they will find a way to accommodate you and get you on your flight with a minimal delay.
If your identity is confirmed, you will be allowed to move through the TSA screening checkpoint as normal. But if your identity cannot be confirmed for any reason, you will not be allowed to move through the checkpoint.
The worst thing you can do is say, you know what, I don't have anything and I'm going to show up with no ID and hope for the best.
And if you're in a situation where your alternate form of ID is not being accepted at the airport and you believe it is valid and meets the new federal guidelines, Jones says the best thing to do is to ask for a TSA supervisor. Brianna Fallon, 13 News Now.
Starting on Wednesday, federal agencies like the TSA.
Things is heating up, man. I ain't talking about the summer. New things is happening in real time, and people are seeing most not understanding what's happening, and they disregard it. And at the end of the day, it's a lot that's happening, and if you're not up to date of what's transpiring, it could be detrimental to you and those that are around you, especially if you're traveling. Most people might say, I ain't traveling, I ain't going nowhere, I'm here, I'm not going far. That's okay too. You know, how you do one thing is how you do everything. But at the end, hopefully you can get things done as what's recommended to travel, but there's ways to get around it. If you, like I said, the TSA, you just go through other procedures. You still be bored, you might be late for your flight or miss it. So just be mindful of what's going on, and just be careful out here. So they have passed a bill to criminalize homelessness, awaits Senate vote.
Makes its way to the governor's desk.
As our Capitol correspondent Liam Combs reports, there's a lot of questions about how this would even be enforced.
Senate Bill 196 creates the Homeless Court Program, connecting people to resources for things like mental health treatment and drug addiction. But this bill also makes sleeping on the street a crime, punishable with up to 2 years of hard labor. That piece is a big sticking point for opponents.
It is becoming a problem that must be solved. And so this bill is an approach to provide that balanced effort to it.
State Senator Bob Owen, author of the bill, says if homeless people arrested for public camping go through the diversion program, their criminal record could be wiped clean. It would mean regular check-ins with a service provider and going through a treatment program that is mandated by a judge.
It's a push and a pull kind of situation where you're pushing somebody into like housing and a more stable life, but you also have to pull them back sometimes, and that's what this is really designed to do.
Each parish can opt in or out of this specialty court if the bill passes. But for the people actually on the ground doing the work, this just digs deeper into the problem.
You need to cover the need before having the repercussion is put in place. If we had plenty of housing for people to live in, and people were choosing to live on the street, then I could see the stick. But you got no carrot. Plant the carrots, then worry about the stick.
Jennifer Carwile works with Methodist for Social Justice, a group that connects people in need to available resources. She says not only are mental health treatment options needed to get people off the street, but also affordable housing.
Without affordable, deeply affordable, supportive care, places to live for all the people who are homeless, some are going to get a record, and then it's going to be harder to get the job or to get the housing.
This bill was supposed to be brought up today, but it looks like we're still going to have to wait for a final vote. We'll keep you updated on all of this at the Capitol. For WAFB 9 News, I'm Liam Combs.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's been a lot of homelessness as of late. Also saw something about possibly getting rid of Section 8 and allowing the state to come up with programs, housing programs for the people. And just to add that on, that's it's going to be a tough process moving forward. Opportunities to not only support and work together as people. If not, you're not quite sure what you do. There's someone in your community, local community, that's providing you a service on a product that can actually help you with whatever needs to be done. You have neighbors that's helping each other more than ever. You just got to do more as people. That's pretty much it. There are companies and entities that can actually help you with a service on a product to help you get to where you want to be. It could be, credit repair, housing, loans, business loan, whatever it is, notary. It's a lot that's taking place, event planning for commercial property, whatever it may be. Entities out here that's right now that are been helping, will continue to help. Not now, in the past, and in the very, very near future, will continue to do that. Those who are last will be first. Those first will be last. And people that are looking for more options, more resources, you got to try something else, try something new over top of what you do. So just be open-minded for what you can do moving forward with the decision making for you and your loved ones. They have this national forest wildfire grows. It's very unfortunate. Evacuation was ordered. Play this video. It's very detrimental.
This Ranger District responding to the iron fire that was reported around noon today in the Iron Mesa area of the Gila Wilderness. The iron fire is located within the Whitewater Baldy burn scar. Evacuations have been ordered for the Snow Lake area. We're told the fire is quickly growing to more than 900 acres because of strong winds. Let's take a look at some photos right here. These are firefighters that are responding to the iron fire. Again, we are told this fire is burning in the grass, dead, and drowned logs. We'll let you know as soon as we have more information about this fire, but an active situation there that we're monitoring. Well, now to the gloomy weather that we've had here in Albuquerque.
So it is like with the climate.
Yeah, a lot of the rain was a little farther north, not down where the fire was today, but there will be some pretty good rain chances.
With the forest fires, there's been a lot of fires over the last few years, and you can blame on the climate, blame the weather. Something's going on with the weather. Something is adjusting with the weather. Do you care? Yeah, well, we do over here. That's why we point out what's going on, not just in the local areas, but like I said, around the world. People are suffering. People are dealing with tragedies. We talked about last show, a power outage, and careers and things going out. And people just act like that, and it has nothing to do with them, as of yet. As of yet. This is not a fair tactic. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just, we're here to tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. That is transpiring in the world today. But speaking of climate control, you got Elon saying that, claims, all life on, this is what they're stating, something dealing with the sun, and he's trying to help with that moving forward. This is by Fox News.
Doge savings are now at $165 billion. That's more than $1,000 for every U.S. taxpayer. And the crooks who stole your money are getting caught. Biden's former State Department analyst just pled guilty to embezzling more than $500,000. She wrote 60 checks to herself and 3 checks to someone else she had a personal relationship with. I wonder what kind of relationship. A lot of our money's missing. We expect arrests. We interviewed Elon Musk, and we didn't just talk about the future of Doge. We just stumbled upon the future of humanity. Elon says we're in danger, and he's got a plan to save us. What's more challenging, going to Mars or taking on Washington?
Going to Mars. Well, not going to Mars once, but you say going to Mars to build a self-sustaining civilization on Mars. That is a very difficult thing, which SpaceX has not yet done, and we've yet to send anything to Mars. So, but whereas we have made significant progress in reducing waste report to the government.
Why are we going to Mars?
Well, we're definitely, this is a change of subject, but we're going. It's not about going to Mars to visit once, but it is to make life multiplanetary, so that we can expand the scope and scale of consciousness to better understand the nature of the universe, and to ensure the long-term survival of civilization in the hopefully unlikely event that something terrible happens to Earth, that there is a continuance of consciousness on Mars.
This is a backup plan in case something bad happens here, going to Mars.
That's one of the benefits of Mars, is life insurance for life collectively. So eventually, all life on Earth will be destroyed by the sun. The sun is gradually expanding, and so we do at some point need to be a multi-planet civilization because Earth will be incinerated.
I'm hearing this for the first time. No one's ever told me the sun is going to burn.
This is not a disputed fact.
I'm not disagreeing with it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I didn't know this was our destiny, to get roasted by the sun.
Yes, and I don't think there's anyone who would disagree with that.
So we have to set up plans to leave and spread out.
I mean, we have several 100 million years, so it's not like you don't hold your breath. It'll be okay. But if Earth has been around for 4.5 billion years, which is what the fossil record suggests, then Earth only has about 10% more life in it before it gets so hot that life is impossible.
And you're going to be the guy to put us closer to where we need to be to get to Mars.
We're headed there, yeah. We have a long way to go because it's not about just landing on Mars and doing flags and footprints. It's about creating a self-sustaining city on Mars. With the fundamental fork in the road of destiny being that Mars is sufficiently self-sustaining and can grow by itself. If the resupply ships from Earth stop coming for any reason, whether that is because civilization died with a bang or a whimper, but if the resupply ships are necessary for Mars to survive, then we have not created life insurance. We've not created life insurance for life collectively. So that's the key point in the future, where destiny of life as we know it will forever be affected, is when Mars becomes self-sustaining.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox.
Okay, someone has to push the envelope. If you like people personally or not, that's your prerogative. But some people might say, "Oh, I'm not worrying about it. I'm not going to be here." Okay, you might not be here, but what about those you love? What about them? You know, you should be around like-minded people that at least talk about these things. Either, part of the solution or part of the problem. And it's your choice. And for him to say that, outside of everything else that he is a part of, but just speaking on that, it's very powerful for someone to think about these things. Some people, believe it or not, it's capable of leaving here or not. You're entitled to your opinion. But for those who don't know, who haven't experienced anything such unique circumstance or situation, to try to build a community on Mars, just having that conversation is, I salute that. Something of the unusual, of the norm, to try to build something else out of Earth, So, I also seen something too that, let me see if I can find it for you all before I move forward. It's still part of what that I'm discussing. That this is by The Independent. They saying the U.S. has a 21 trillion underground network for only the wealthy to hide out in the near extinction event, official says. So that goes back to what he just stated live, Elon Musk, that they have this bunker just in case something happens. Okay, what you preparing yourself for? Okay, so if those are preparing themselves for a major event, and you are just doing whatever you do, whatever that may be, and you're not preparing yourself, what are we talking about? It's always good to prepare yourself for something that you can't foresee, or things that happen. But yeah, they have a bunker. This is from read about it briefly. Catherine Austin Fitz, who served as Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under President George H.W. Bush, made the shocking allegations on former Fox News host Tucker Carlson podcast, according to the Realtor.com. Stunning 21 trillion in unauthorized spending occurred in the department between 1998 in 2015, according to a 2017 report released by the Michigan State University economist Mark Skidmore. Skidmore's report had been prompted by Fitz referring to a report which indicated the Army had $6.5 trillion in unsupported adjustment or spending in fiscal of 2015. That was a statement given the Army's $122 billion budget that meant unsupported adjustments were 54 times spending authorized by Congress. Typically, such adjustments in public budgets are only a small fraction of authorized spending, the report noted. While on the Tucker Carlson show, Fitz says she spent years investigating where the $21 trillion had gone and discovered there were 170 secret underground bases across the U.S. Another statement, one of the things I've looked at in the process of looking at where all the money is going in the underground bases, city infrastructure and transportation system that's been built, she said, we have built an extraordinary number of underground bases and supposedly a transportation system, including bases located below oceans, she claimed. It was not immediately clear where the secret bunkers are located or whom among the elite might have access to them. Should disaster strike, it's also known the scope of the bunkers or the features of everyday life they included. The bases would be used if a near extinction event were imminent, or for the government to carry out secret projects, including secret space program, Fitz claimed. Carson noted he assumed such bases would only exist in Washington, D.C. to be used in the case of a nuclear war, to which Fitz responded, some of it is in preparation for catastrophe. That's about things that are happening, and someone has to pay attention. You are what you pay attention to. You are what you do. You know how you do one things, how you do everything. And those who want to try their best to keep up with things that's occurring in life, those are very unique people, because let's say you're surrounded by people that don't really care about it. Well, that's how they can know. Most of the time it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, because if you know the right people, you will never go out without knowing. And this is where we are in today's time more than ever. It always have been like that, but at the end of the day, that just people just don't care, and it's getting to the point of just let them not care, and they're gonna be left behind with those who don't care, respectfully, because we should care about one another. And people are spreading information. It's a lot of information on these social media platforms, but people spreading information that's far-fetched or you never heard of, or it could be, they call it conspiracy theories, whatever it is. Why not just listen? You don't really have to believe in it, but you should be open-minded to at least listen to it. That's it. That's how you grow. That's how you gain knowledge and wisdom and things of that nature. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of things taking place, and it's happening in real time every week for a very long time. Not quite sure exactly what episode we here, or season we in, but we've been here. We've been keeping you up to date about certain things that's occurring in the world, and I surely appreciate everyone that's continued to support this platform, and like, share, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. I appreciate everyone for that. So I also talked about before I get on this food is health as well on this platform as well. There's one I would like to bring to y'all's attention before I get to that one. It's another one here as well. They have a massive Louisiana oil spill. Play the video.
Welcome back to CBS News 24/7. So we're seeing this video to our monitors. The U.S. Coast Guard is now federalizing this response to this oil spill off the Louisiana coastline. Officials say as much as 100,000 gallons of the stuff poured into the Gulf this week. The marshlands polluted, ecosystems exposed, dangerous toxins there in the water. So let's go over to CBS News reporter Katie Wise near the scene. Katie, you always bring these stories home from our local communities, especially the proud people of Louisiana. What's the impact there?
Well, good afternoon. It's been a very difficult week for first responders to get this spill contained. I'm told it's still very much an actively spraying spill from the leak site. In fact, it's been described like a geyser of oil shooting 30 to 40 feet up in the air out of the ocean into nearby wildlife and protected areas as well. And I'm told that it's taking an effort of more than 170 people to try to help contain this spill. Yesterday, I was able to speak with the captain from the Coast Guard. Let's take a listen to what he had to say about this response. What can you tell us about, potential reasons for this happening?
So it's hard to guess what the reason is, but we do know we are dealing with a well that was initially drilled back in 1942. So there's which has been there for a long time. So that is also part of the complications in planning for how we are going to actively secure the well. So it's understanding the integrity of the line and making sure that once we are there, we're ready to respond to anything that may come up that may cause us to change tactics.
Now, to put all of this in perspective for you, Reed, this all happens on the very same week that marks 15 years since the Deepwater Horizon oil rig explosion and subsequent historic oil spill that wreaked havoc across the Gulf states here back in 2010.
Wow, I didn't know that it was still ongoing, that it was actually actively spraying. That is so sad. Not just a spill, but a spray. Katie, thank you so much for that update.
Yeah, it's a lot that's going on. Also, there's a lot that's going on there. It's very unfortunate, the water and being contaminated and all those different things. This here is from before I get to the food. Men's Journal. Six Flags America is closing for good. Yeah, Six Flags announced that they was actually Six Flags America and what they call Hurricane Harbor are closing for good. Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, which defines itself as the largest amusement park operator in North America, made the announcement in a press release on May 1st of 2025. Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor are located in Bowie, Maryland, Prince County. They will close after the 2025 operating season, the company said. The park's final operating day will be Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. The company wrote. A top official expressed disappointment. Acting Prince George's County Executive Tara Jackson told the Top TV that the park has been a cherished part of our county identity and a source of joy for families and a hub of economic activities. Statement: the property, which is approximately 500 acres, will be marketed for redevelopment as part of Six Flags' ongoing portfolio optimization program. The company's release note: the company has engaged in CBRE, a global leader in the commercial real estate service and investments, to market the property for sale. No statement: as part of our comprehensive review of our park portfolio, we have determined that the Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor are not a strategic fit with the economy's long-term growth plan. Six Flags President and CEO Richard A. Zimmerman in the release after review statement: a number of options will believe that the marketing of the property for development will generate the highest value and return on investment. We anticipate strong interest in the property, and will continue to strategically pursue portfolio optimization opportunities, and we work to unlock the full value of our portfolio. This Zimmer added. They say Six Flags America employs about 700 full-time workers. The release says this was a difficult decision. We recognize an impact it will have on our Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor Park associates and guests. Zimmerman added, we are grateful to our park associates who work hard to create long life memories for our guests. And Six Flags is committing to supporting and on impacting associates through the closure process at the end of this year. And continue, Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor have been an important part of the local community, and the final season will be an opportunity to celebrate the decade of fun the guests have enjoyed at the property. All 2025 season passes and tickets will be honored throughout the final operating season at Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor. According to the company, Six Flags Entertainment Corporation operates 27 amusement parks, 15 water parks, and 9 resorts across 17 states in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Its website says, that's going to be very impactful. Most of us, my generation, be prior then, they've been around for quite a while. It's going to be very, very impactful to the communities, for the kids, mostly. Some adults love still riding there. Some people have complained about they needed some updated rides. They're relatively old, so I understand why they are, dealing with the development and taking over from there. Some people said, how can Six Flags close before Iverson Mall, respectfully? Some people were saying because of the snickerdoodles. And that was funny. Iverson Mall has been around for a long, long time. So is Six Flags. So that was very interesting to see and hear about that. We look forward to what they would do next. So with the food, tomatoes on my radar. Tomato has a recall. They saying check your fridge. What's called Vine repping tomatoes lately. There is a big recall across 11 states because of our salmonella scar. Yet the serious dangers, especially for kids and older folks. The affected tomatoes are sold in full count clamshells from Ray and Ms. Curry Inc. If you see UPC 79655320061 or lot RM 250424 then 15250B/RM 250427 and 15250B. They're saying toss them ASAP. Stay safe and double check your produce haul. Yeah, tomatoes is but those particular products. That's on my radar. So we talked about these accounts via social media. If you are getting friend requests from possibly familiar faces and or family members or friends, be mindful of it could be scam. So play a video here and go from there.
Today's Consumer Alert is an old scam that's making the rounds again. It's so widespread, the Better Business Bureau issued a scam alert. And Deanna, it's a phishing scam, right?
You betcha, Nikki. Yeah, from 2022 to 2023, the number of phishing scams reported to the BBB doubled. Then the number reported in 2024 broke the previous record. I saw a BBB alert about a scam that has now landed in my inbox 4 times over 3 months. So I thought I'd better tell you about it. There are several versions of the Facebook message, but the goal is the same. It wants to scam you. Take a look at this one. In Facebook Messenger, I'm notified that I've gotten an important notice from Meta. It says my page will be permanently deleted because I've violated community standards. Then it wants me to click on this link. The scammer tries to fool me by creating a URL with Meta after the slash. But the domain name is actually the name to the left of the dot, rebrand.ly. This version of the scam, which says your page will be permanently deleted for violating trademark rights, is so common, I actually got it 3 different times from 3 different scammers. I know that because each has a link with a different URL. In this one, that sneaky scammer creates a URL with support Meta after the slash. But again, the real domain name is rebrand.ly. And a second scammer sends me the trademark violation scam with this domain name, atplink.com. And look, this scammer is using the trademark violation scam as well. The domain name, myreviewchecker.xyz. The scam is so widespread, the Better Business Bureau has issued an alert.
I've seen instances where they get into your account and then they begin messaging people on your friends list, claiming that an emergency has happened or that they have an urgent need for money. And it really can cause a lot of headaches for the Facebook user. So it's important that everybody look out for themselves and know how to spot these types of scams.
So the big red flag that it's a scam, it's urgent, and there will be dire consequences if you don't act right now. That's how they get you. They want you to act quickly without thinking. So always check that URL. It's a dead giveaway, Nikki.
It is.
Yeah, just be mindful of those notifications on your phone while you're strolling, throughout your day. Just be mindful of that. It's a lot. It's a lot going on with 95 million settlement over Siri. Eavesdropping claims approved. I have to make a claim. It's a lot going on there. More records being exposed and major hacks. Also, you got the Price Waterhouse Coopers laying off around 1,500 employees, 3% of the U.S. workforce amid industry-wide slowdown. So on and so forth with things that's taking place in the world. So before I get to anything, before I get out of here, those who like to game, gamers, true gamers, people interested in gaming, we can actually help you with that. You got tournaments out here. If you feel like you good enough, showcase your talent, we definitely can help you with that. If you're an artist and a musician, need advertising and marketing, So Get the Promotion can actually help you with that. The gaming, So Get the KD can definitely help you with that as well. If you are a brand company selling a product and or service, and you need an audience that can help you or find you more outside of yourself, right? So Get the Media can help you with that as well. You can look for models, if you're commercial property space, club, lounge, doesn't matter. You need coordinators, help you with the structure, promoters, whatever it may be. This platform, any other platform can help you, been helping, will continue to help you do things, structure the right way, how, and go about that. But overall, those who want to continue to support or want to support should be a link in the bio that you can, support. Merch. You got hoodies, cups, comforters, whatever you can find. The weather's changing for you if you a female woman. Look for bikinis. We definitely have that as well on the link in this bio, but not this. The link for that for the bikini and everything. You have to go to So Get the Model Agency for that and go through that chain of command. So at the end of the day, anything that you can do to continue to support this platform and or those platforms, surely appreciate it. If whatever's comfortable for you, mainly emails is better for those other platforms. The names, handles that I gave you, but if you want direct contact to me, should be a link in the bio. Contact information at So Get the KD, and then text whatever you need, and then we just go from there. So pretty much, I won't say that's it because there's always something that I can inform you all on, but something, just wanted to inform you as of now. So before I go, maybe I would talk briefly about the Siri. Yeah, if Siri has ever been activated on your Apple device without your consent, you may be eligible to receive part of the $95 million settlement reached in a class action lawsuit. Preliminary settlement submitted late last year was recently approved, paving the way for settlement members to make payment claims. What is the lawsuit about? The lawsuit was filed in 2019, claims Apple's virtual assistant Siri could be activated without the consent of device owners and would then record conversations. That information was then provided to third parties, the suit alleges. The suit highlighted examples, details in the report from the Guardian, which said it had learned from the contractors that recorded, including conversations people had with their doctors, drug deals, and other intimate moments. Two plaintiffs in the case said they received targeted ads regarding Air Jordan shoes and Olive Garden after speaking about their near an Apple device with Siri, according to Reuters. They are saying here are the top 5 internet service provided based on speed. The allegations about the Snoopy series contracted Apple's long-running commitment to protect the privacy of its customers. The CEO, Tim Cook, has often framed as a fight to preserve fundamental human rights. Siri has been engineered to protect user privacy from the beginning. An Apple spokesman said in January statement to Nexstar, Siri data has never been used to build marketing profiles, and it has never been sold to anyone for any purpose. Apple settled this case to avoid additional litigation, so we can move forward from concerns about the third party grading that we already addressed in 2019. We use Siri data to improve Siri, and we are constantly developing technologies to make Siri even more private. While Apple has denied wrongdoing, in the case the company agreed to a $95 million settlement. Who qualifies for the payment? The easiest way to know if you qualify is if you receive an email or postcard with a claim identification code and a confirmation code. The settlement website says to qualify, you must have had a Siri-equipped Apple device between September 17 of 2014 and December 31st of 2024. During that time, your confidential communication must have been obtained by Apple and or were shared with third parties as a result of the intended Siri activation. While Costco, Sam's Club typically have lower, I don't know what I'm talking about. If you meet the qualifications and did not receive an email or postcard, you will be able to file a claim of settlement on the website. It's very unfortunate. Most people, as of late, if you haven't been warning, like when it comes to these technology, these phones, 100% of the time someone's always watching or listening. So some people don't care. Some people just be themselves, and I don't knock that. Just be who you are, and being transparent is just the best thing for the spirit and soul. But at the end of the day, just gotta be mindful of what you're saying. Not only who you're saying it to, but outside of that, technology everywhere. Most people have phones. Kids have phones, laptops, iPads, even your smart TV. Smart TV have cameras on it. And just people need to be mindful. But before I, close out, I had this conversation with, like I said, community, family, and friend about a certain topic. It was about the Matrix, and it was a question asked because in the Matrix you have the option to take either color of the pill. People say woke, Some people say, stay in the Matrix and live in that world. Even in the movie in Matrix, can't recall the actor's name, where they were, when they leave the Matrix, like Neo, Morpheus and them, they want to go back to the underworld, the real world. They had to use the payphone or a phone, and they will, teleport back through. So if someone was on the other side that they was teleporting back and through into the real world, this guy, he was setting them up with the agents in the Matrix. He said he knew that the steaks that was in the Matrix wasn't real, but he wanted to eat a steak. He said that, like, I know a steak is not real, but I want one. People are entitled to what they want. I'm saying to say this. Someone POV point of view was that, if you had an opportunity, what color would you take? Their response was, were they leaving people behind that they care about? And he was like, yeah, if you make that decision, yes. And his choice was that he would stay behind with his family. Don't knock it. It's just your, point of view. It's your decision. And everyone gave their, point of view or what decision they may have made. Another one said that they'd take both pills. that was good. Taking both pills, right? The best of both worlds, right? But let's say you decide to stay back. But what about, going ahead to showing those who you love the right way to go? If it took you to go, someone got to do it. Someone. To show them this is a better way. Go through this door or go down this path. I'm not going to say it's easier, but in the long run, it's what's best not only for you, it's for what's best for the entire family, for generations. After you are gone. And, I say on the other side of fear, success. Most people are comfortable where they are. It's on you. So someone will do the hard work and it will show. People might not understand why you're doing it. People might not understand your vision. And that's okay. It's not meant for them too. Maybe they get it later. Maybe they might not never get it. But you have a duty and a purpose to live out. And it's going to get very, very lonely on that journey and in the process. Keep going. Don't stop. The days that you want to give up, that's when you push even further. Even if you're not getting the support that you would think that you should get, keep going. Just keep going. Eventually, those who see your vision, those who see your worth, those who are like-minded will find you. And that's what it's about. Put your best foot forward, and then everything else will take care of itself. So I surely appreciate everyone for continuing to support this platform. This is So Get the Podcast. I'm KD. You have a good one.